A major weather pattern change is coming, bringing winter weather and severe conditions for millions as we move into mid to late January. A major shift in the jet stream will lead up to multiple winter storms, driven by 2 Alberta clippers, resulting in snowfall rates of up to 2 inches per hour. Following these storms, a substantial snow and ice storm could cause reduced visibility, power outages, and travel difficulties. At the same time, a surge of warm air may create temperatures up to 40 degrees above average, triggering severe weather in the eastern United States. Heavy snow and ice are expected on the cold side of the system, while areas further south from Texas to Maine may face severe weather, including a potential tornado threat. So in today's forecast, we're digging deep into the crazy storms that are set to unleash their fury across the United States. Brace yourself for crucial details about these huge systems that could bring chaos and devastation in their path. And I want to begin with our jet stream, as this is what will control the weather that we see over the next 7 to 10 days. So right now, we don't really have too much going on in the United States, other than this bit of Arctic air hovering over the parts of the Northeast, ranging all the way really down to Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, California, which is bringing temperatures below average to all of those areas. And this will pretty much continue as we get on into tomorrow, which is Tuesday, Wednesday, and even into Thursday, as we have some more Arctic air moving on into parts of Washington, Oregon, Northern California. Then we have some more Arctic air really hovering over the parts of the Dakotas, as well as like Minnesota, Wisconsin. Nothing too crazy. Then we have some more Arctic air really hovering over, just some colder air hovering over the southeast and areas like that. As our jet stream sort of shifts in this meridional flow, we could be seeing severe weather to return to much of the United States, as well as a major winter snowstorm. This could be causing severe ice storms, as well as heavy snowfall. And we could be seeing up to 2 inches per hour just out of this one system hovering over parts of the eastern side of the United States. Overall, nothing is really too crazy as we move on into next Sunday and next Monday. As you can see, we have this part of cold air really starting to hover from Canada into the United States. It meets with our other Arctic storm that we've had, moving off into sort of just like dissolves over parts of Alabama, Georgia, Kentucky, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, and areas like that, really. And then moves off of the coast of North Carolina and South Carolina. And then it continues just to move off as we get on into Wednesday, January 21st. And this is the last thing that we can see. This could produce some severe weather and winter weather over parts like the southeast and the Midwest. I want to go ahead and take a look at the composite reflectivity, as this is what could control the rain and the storms, and this is how we can view them on radar. So I really don't want to look at much of this right now, just some rain hovering over California and stuff, but I really want to look at the severe weather potential for the southeast. As we sort of move on later on into this week, which will be around Friday and Saturday, we have storms starting to pop off in Louisiana, moving through Mississippi and parts of Arkansas, as these will really impact areas like Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, and even the Carolinas, as this could bring a potential tornado threat ranging from Texas all the way practically up to West Virginia and even extend into Maine. So we could have storms covering over Texas to Maine, and that is a lot of area for severe weather. So as these line of storms really start to move off into parts of Georgia, they will start to fall apart, so the Carolinas won't get too much. But I'm really concerned about the tornado threat for parts of northwestern and northeastern Alabama, as well as mid to south Alabama, as this could bring a potential for some tornado threat. If this storm does get too crazy to where it starts producing tornadoes, most schools will probably get out. If that does happen, I will go live on the channel on YouTube called Cruz Haynes WX, or Cruz Haynes Severe Weather Center. You may be watching it right now. You may be watching this on Instagram. You may be watching this on the channel called US Weather. But just go to YouTube, search up Cruz Haynes Severe Weather Center. Should be the first one you see with the bluish background and me on it with the white hoodie. Anyway, back to the video. If schools don't get out, though, I will still go live as soon as I possibly can for this severe weather event. Overall, the only people that potentially could get out of school for these storms are parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, as these storms really don't start to impact parts of Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Mississippi until probably about 6 p.m. Central Standard Time into the night, probably about 3 a.m. on Saturday, January 10th. And then they really start to fade off as we get on into Saturday, January 10th, around like the evening hours in parts of North Carolina and South Carolina. Alright, now this is not something I really do look at in my videos, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at it today. This is our total snowfall in inches. As we move on into later today and into tomorrow, we have some more snow sort of coming off of the coast of Canada to areas like Vermont, Massachusetts, Maine, New Jersey, and areas like that. And then we have some more storms coming down into Washington, which Washington could be seeing up to 20 inches of snowfall in less than 2 days. So that's almost 10 inches a day. This is just counting one full day and like an overnight hours. But as we move on later on into, which will be probably about Thursday, January 8th, we have some snowfall really start to like kick in around parts like Arizona and New Mexico, as well as Colorado. So the skis will be back. And overall, the parts of the northern U.S. start to get flooded by all this snow, especially the Northeast, which we have seen constantly throughout this year, especially with a whole bunch of lake effect snow bands. And as we move on into January 18th, if you look at this little bit, it starts creeping down towards the southeast, which has not gotten anything this year so far or last year. But as you look right about here, there's some snowfall creeping into parts of northeastern Alabama, which it could continue to move all the way down into parts of Alabama, even close to the beach. But overall, the chances that happen are pretty slim to none. And then we have some more snowfall moving that could be moving into parts of northwestern Alabama as well as Mississippi, parts of northeastern Mississippi. But that's just my opinion because this is the farthest that this model will go. But I believe that could happen if our jet stream continues to be doing what it is doing. Now that was all we had to talk about today. Thanks for tuning in. You can click right here to subscribe to the channel that I go live on. You can click right here to subscribe to the channel that I only post videos on. And then you can click right here over on my microphone somewhere to watch my most recent video. I will try to go live during any severe weather event. I go live during severe weather, tornado outbreaks, winter storms, lake effect snow, tsunamis, hurricanes, anything if it has a threat to the United States. Or even if it causes a big potential threat for countries around the United States, like the hurricane in Jamaica. Anyway, I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for tuning in. Peace!